A ranch can look like open land, horses, and fences, but to a billionaire, it can also mean water, tax planning, privacy, and long-term power. That is why American ranch buying is not only a lifestyle story, it is an asset story with deep economic logic. The United States has a huge agricultural land base, and most of it is still privately controlled rather than publicly owned. Federal data from the 2022 Census of Agriculture show that just over 60% of land and farms was owner-operated. A large minority is rented or leased, and earlier federal work found that about 39% of contiguous U.S. farmland was rented. Most rented farmland in that earlier study was owned by non-operator landlords, not active working farmers. That matters because it shows farmland has long functioned as an investment asset, not only as a family livelihood. For billionaires, land is finite, durable, and easy to hold through LLCs, trusts, family offices, and multi-generation estate structures. It can act as an inflation hedge too, and research on farmland investment often finds a positive relationship with inflation over long periods. So when stock markets feel unstable or political cycles look uncertain, land can look like a calmer place to store wealth. The least understood piece may be water rights, especially across the American West, where water can matter as much as the soil itself. Buying ranch land can mean buying surface water rights, groundwater access, or legal positions tied to future scarcity. As climate pressure rises, some investors are not just buying grass and cattle, they are buying hydrological advantage. Investigations in Western states have shown that investors, utilities, pension-linked groups, universities, religious organizations, and wealthy people pursue land partly for water. That means some ranches are really future water assets hidden inside a familiar rural image. Public rankings show how concentrated ownership can become, even if billionaires do not own most U.S. farmland overall. Recent tallies have placed John Malone near 2 million acres, and Ted Turner near 2.0 million acres among top private landowners. Bill Gates has also been widely identified as the nation's largest private farmland owner, with around 275,000 and roughly 250,000 productive acres. Numbers like that matter because strategic ownership can reshape whole regions without requiring majority ownership of the entire country. Tax and estate planning add another layer, though casual internet talk often exaggerates how simple these benefits are. Agricultural classification can lower property tax burdens in some places, and land can fit neatly into trusts, charitable plans, and conservation easements. Land also offers control, and control is something very rich families value for both emotional and practical reasons. A ranch can provide privacy, security, hunting, conservation branding, political symbolism, and a strong sense of permanence. For one owner, it is a refuge from city life. For another, it is a balance sheet stabilizer against inflation and market shocks. Sometimes the buyer is not a person on horseback at all, but a company, fund, family office, or long-tail holding vehicle. Some ranches stay economically active with professional managers, while others hold value through optional future uses like subdivision, energy, carbon markets, or prestige. The controversy is obvious too because concentrated ownership can raise barriers for local farmers and deepen water inequality. It can change rural labor patterns and shift power from communities toward distant capital that sees the land mostly as strategy. So the ranch is no longer just a ranch. It can be food production, water control, tax structure, status symbol, and legacy tool at once. If you want another quiet story about how money hides inside ordinary things, watch the next business documentary on this channel.